Hello and welcome my dear second standard little champs. How have you been? Are you all good? I hope you were taking good care of yourselves as well as your family members and you all were enjoying the vacation time. Not only that, but also I hope that you have done all your homework and have submitted it to the teachers. So my dear little champs, as you know that now your internal test is going to start within 1 or 2 days. So I hope that you have already started preparation, and the good thing is that the test is going to be conducted from the portion we have already done. That means the portion you have completed before your vacations. So it's going to be really easy for you to just revise all the things, because before vacation we have already done a whole lot of revision, not only for the English but also for the grammar, all the chapters including all the exercises. So my dear little champs, I welcome you back to English lecture. Now let us see what agenda do we have for today. So what are we going to do today is revision explanation. Yes, revision explanation of poem number 5. As you know that previously I have already explained you poem number 5 on the board as if live you are sitting in the class. But today I am going to again explain you the poem, but today the difference is you will not be able to see me on the board, you will be able to see your textbook. Yes, I know that 90% of the students have already got their textbook with them. But for those 10% students, those who don't have the textbook, for them today I am going to display the textbook and going to again explain you the poem number 5. Not only that, but also we will discuss well and good in detail what concept is of poem number 5. For that you will have to really be happy and joyful, because this poem is based on the humor, on the comedy, because this what poem concept is actually never happens in the real life. So a somewhat kind of fantasy and humor is combined in this poem, so you're really going to enjoy that. And for those students who have previously not watched the lecture or have missed the lecture for some or the other reason, now they have the opportunity to watch this video lecture and understand poem number 5 again, so that in your internal exam, even if the questions are twisted, once you have the poem in your head, you will be able to answer it on your own. So let's get started with poem number 5. So my dear students, as you can see on the screen, here I have displayed your textbook, poem number 5, Animal Storm. So previously while I was explaining you, I already asked you that whenever I explain you anything, either it is a lesson or it is a poem, you have to keep the textbook with you if you have. So poem number 5, Animal Storm. Now like I said, this poem is based on the humor, on the comedy. So first of all, by reading the heading Animal Storm, what idea do you get? You might have heard the word animal. You also might be knowing the meaning of storm. But how can there be animal storm? Can you imagine the air, when the air is blowing heavily and the rain is falling heavily, then and when the lightning is there in the sky, that situation you call as a storm. Now just imagine, instead of rain, animals are falling from the sky. Is it possible? Obviously not. But here in the poem it is possible. Isn't it very funny? Just imagine, you see suddenly in the rainy season you see animals falling from the sky. What will be your reaction? Obviously you will start laughing or you will pinch yourself, because no one can believe that. And not only that, but also it can cause heavy damage. Just imagine elephant falling. So this is what is going to happen in the poem. Let us start, and here I will also give you chance to recite the poem after me, so that you will have to repeat the poem lines whenever I ask you to do so. So I hope you all are ready now. So let's get started with poem. First of all, before diving into the poem, we have a warm-up short exercise which is really kind of GK inside it, general knowledge. You will have more knowledge about the sounds of animals. So what is it? Match the animals with the sounds they make. So here you might get the animal and their sound familiar or unfamiliar. So you will learn something new. So let's get started with this. Now you can see this animal. Let us start with number 1, owl. Number 1 is owl. So what sound owl makes, do you know? You might have heard owl making some or the other kind of sound, but what is it called? Right? Like when the dog makes the sound, we call dog is barking. Similarly, what is the sound of an owl called? So it's pretty easy. The sound of the owl is called hoot. Hoot. So we are going to write it here, and students, those who are having textbook, they are free to write down, because if you will write and keep the note with you, you will be able to remember it. Anyways, this is not included in your portion, but it is just for your warm-up, just for your fun. So owl. So the sound which owl makes is called hoot. Right? I hope that you have also written in your text notebook, and remember, whenever you are underlining, writing anything in your textbook itself, you have to use the pencils and not the pen. So done with this. Number 2 is goat. So which sound does a goat makes? Do you know that? I know many of you might have started making the sound like a goat at your home, and many of you might be laughing right now by looking at the goat. But do you know in English what exactly is the word for the sound which goat makes? That is what you have to know. So the sound of the goat is called bleat. What is it called? Bleat. So let's write it here, just below where the goat is written, bleat. Okay. Now the next one is camel. Number 3 is camel. So now here 2 words are already packed, which is hoot and bleat. So what kind of sound does a camel makes? So the sound of the camel which it makes from the throat is called grunt. Here is the word grunt. So let us write the answer here. I hope, my dear students, you are also noting down these sounds as I am doing. Grunt. Camel makes the sound grunt. Now I think the next 2 are pretty easy for you to solve it, because these 2 are much more familiar than the others were. So now the 4th one is snake. Have you seen the snake? I wish that you never see it in the real. So anyways, which sound does the snake makes? Yes, I know that many of you have already written the answer for number 4, snake. Snake makes the sound hiss. So it is H-I-S-S. Let us write the answer. I hope that you have also written the answer, my dear students. Snake makes hiss sound with the tongue. And the last one is duck. And obviously only one option is left, quack. Duck makes the sound quack quack, right? So quack will fit here. Let us write the answer. Quack. Okay, so here it is. So we have done with the warm-up exercise. An owl makes hoot sound, goat makes bleat sound, then camel makes grunt sound, and snake makes hiss, duck makes quack quack. So we have already placed the correct answers under the questions here, the pictures here. I hope that you too have done that. So let us start with the poem now. First of all, I will explain you and then we will recite the poem which you will have to repeat after me. So as you can see, animals are just falling down from the sky and few animals have already fallen down on the human beings. Human beings are holding the umbrella for keeping themselves safe from the animals falling from the sky. So let's see what will happen and which animals are going to fall. It is really very much funny looking at this picture. Just imagine elephant. Oh my God, if elephant will fall, what will happen? So let us read and understand the poem. Be careful of the storm out there. It is raining cats and dogs, and elephants and penguins too, and monkeys, pigs and frogs. So now here the poet starts with a wonderful idea. The poet says that be careful of the storm out there. Means poet is saying that whenever you go out, be careful because it is raining cats and dogs. Now my dear students, while I explained you this poem for the first time, at that time also I have already mentioned this line, cats and dogs. So cats and dogs, here those who are not knowing, let me tell them, cats and dogs is the phrase used in the English. Whenever something is happening immensely or heavily, you call it cats and dogs. Whenever you say it's raining heavily, you can say it's raining cats and dogs. So in that context, poet has used this. But here, not only in the phrase wise, but really, it's raining cats and dogs means really heavy rain is there. Now which heavy rain? Rain of animals. See here poet has written, and elephants and penguins too. That means not only cats and dogs, but elephants and penguins too. Means elephants and penguins are also falling from the sky. And monkeys, pigs and frogs. Now he further added monkeys, pigs and frogs. So like I said, my dear students, just imagine suddenly if you wake up in the morning and it is a rainy season, and then you see that instead of water drops, you see elephants, penguins, monkeys falling from the sky. What will happen? Obviously you will become frightened, isn't it so? Just imagine you are standing out, an elephant falls on you. You will get crushed totally. People will die because elephant means how much heavy animal it is, right? And monkeys, pigs and frog. Not only that, but monkey, pigs and frogs. Now we can say that okay, if monkey is falling, monkey it will hang on the tree or somewhere else. But elephant and penguins are too heavy to handle it. So it is very tough situation. Let's see what else happens in the this poem. There are horses, bears, giraffes, all falling from the sky. Now further in the second stanza, in the second paragraph, poet says that poet can also see horses, bears and giraffes falling from the sky. So can you see, my dear students, here bear is falling, then giraffe is also there in the picture, right? Here cats and dogs are there, right? So in the second stanza, poet mentions horses, bears and giraffes all falling from the sky. And look, there go some kangaroos and hippopotami. So here poet says that now he saw kangaroo and hippopotami. Now what is hippopotami? Hippopotami is nothing but the plural form of hippopotamus. That means if more than one hippopotamus are falling, we call it hippopotami, right? So if one student is sitting in the class, we say a student is sitting. But if more than one, then we say students are sitting. Similarly, if more than one hippopotamus are there, we call hippopotami as a plural form. So poet says that hippopotami. Now students, don't you think we should get inside the house? Elephant, penguins, bears, and now comes the hippopotami from the sky. Really, it is a dangerous situation. They can even break our house. Just imagine 5 to 6 elephant and hippopotami are falling on our house. Our house will also collapse. It will also break down. So it is really tough situation. But don't worry students, it is not real. Like I said that poet is dreaming. So let's see what else poet sees here. This weather happens quite a lot, at least that is how it seems when I am asleep and looking out the window of my dreams. Now my dear students, poet says that this kind of storm, this kind of dangerous weather, climate happens whole lot of time. But then he mentions and reveals the truth, discloses the truth that this only happens when he is in sleep and he is looking out from the window, not the actual window, but the window of dreams. So sometimes it happens, my dear students, whenever you are sleeping, you get good dreams and you get bad dreams. So this you can say as it is a funny dream, as if you see animals falling from the sky, obviously you are going to start laughing. Just imagine horse is flying in the sky, and if it will fall down, what will happen? Anyone will get the hurt, right? And the others are going to laugh. Oh, horse is falling down, right? So here you can see frog, penguin. Penguin is really heavy animal. Yeah. Then people, if you can see, are holding the umbrella. Now umbrella can save you from the rain water. Umbrella cannot save you from the animals. If you will hold umbrella, will you be able to protect yourself from the elephant? Obviously not. So that is the reason why at the end, in the last stanza, poet says that this happens quite a lot, at least that is how it seems, that is how it looks like when I am asleep and looking out the window of my dreams. So this is how he sees in his dream whenever he is sleeping. So this is what the poem was. I hope that you felt it very easy. You will have to just remember the name of animal and the stanza. So I hope, my dear students, you never see this kind of dream when the animals are falling from the sky. It is, though it is funny, but it is also dangerous at the same time. So now it's time for you and me to recite the poem together. So my dear students, you have to repeat the poem after me. Let's get started. I hope that you have made yourself ready, prepared. You have folded your hands and now your concentration is on the screen. So let us repeat the poem lines. Be careful of the storm out there. It is raining cats and dogs. and elephant and penguins too, and monkeys, pigs and frogs. There are horses, bears, giraffes, all falling from the sky. And look, there go some kangaroos and hippopotami. This weather happens quite a lot, at least that is how it seems, when I am asleep and looking out the window of my dreams. I hope, my dear students, you were repeating after me. So when you repeat after me, your pronunciation enhances, your speaking skills all over enhances, and even your listening skills get enhanced by when you listen and repeat someone in English. So here, if you can see that, like I said, it is written that plural of hippopotamus, and the star is done, asterisk mark is done, and it is done for this hippopotami. So here the asterisk mark is also done to indicate you that this is the meaning, plural of hippopotamus. So now I hope that the poem, the concept of the poem is clear in your mind. So my dear students, let's have fun solving few objectives. Now here I will give you few seconds to write the answers in your books. Yes, if you are having textbook, on page number 45, this exercise will be there, which I am going to display, as you can see. So we are going to solve these fill in the blanks. If you already have done that, it is okay. You can just check your answers. If you haven't done, be ready to do it. And now for those who are not having the textbook, my suggestion is to write the answers at least in your rough notebook. Later you can watch the video from the YouTube and write the questions as well. Let's get started and solve fill in the blanks here. So be dash of the storm out there. So the options are careful or careless. What do we do? Should we become careful or careless when there is a storm outside the house? So if you have observed, here the poet says that be careful out. So you have to be careful, right? So the answer obviously will be careful and not careless. Let us write the answer, careful, and here is the answer placed. So I hope that you too have written the answers, my dear students. So the sentence will be like, be careful of the storm out there. I hope you too have written this answer. Next one is, it is raining cats and dash. So the options are elephants and dogs. Now here is where the students gets confused, because they say that, okay sir, we have seen the picture of elephant as well as dogs falling. So what should we write? Now if you remember, while explaining you, in the line it was written that it is raining cats and dogs. So you also have to write cats and dogs. So the name with the cats is mentioned dogs. So your answer should also be dogs. Let us write the answer, dogs. It's raining cats and dogs. I hope that you too are writing the answers. The next one is, there are horses, bears and giraffes falling from the desk. Now where from are the animals falling? From the tower or from the sky? So whenever it is rainfall, does it happens from the tower? Someone sprinkles the water from the tower? No, it naturally happens from the sky. So obviously the sky is the correct answer, and I hope that you have guessed the same answer. Sky is the correct answer. So I am going to write the same answer here. So there are horses, bears and giraffes falling from the sky. Number 4, this dash happens quite a lot. So this weather or this scene. So this storm is called a scene or weather. Moreover, when I was just explaining you the poem, this line was there. So this dash happens quite a lot. Yes, the correct answer is weather. This weather happens quite a lot. So let us write the answer, weather. This weather happens quite a lot. As you can see, I have written the answer here, and I hope that you too have written the answer. And the last blank is, the speaker sees this weather when he is dash. So when does the speaker see this kind of weather? When he is asleep or awake? Yes, in his dream. That means in his sleep. So asleep is the correct answer. Let us write the answer here. Okay, so we have successfully solved all the 5 blanks. So today we have solved the warm-up exercise of poem 5, and then I read the poem, explained it to you a second time. Then I gave you a chance to repeat the poem lines after me. So that's it, and then we solved fill in the blanks of this poem, which is there in your textbook comprehension part itself. So my dear students, I hope you enjoyed today's lecture, and whenever now you sit for the English lecture, you have to sit with your textbook. As now we are going to go anti-clockwise, that is, as we have understood poem 5, then we will jump on to 4 and then 3, this way for your exams. So just enjoy, prepare well, and make sure that your fair books are also complete at the same time. So with this, my dear students, I end my today's lecture. Thank you for watching the video lecture, and keep yourself safe and keep following all the lectures, because if you will follow all the lectures, you will be able to understand the concept which you have otherwise left out previously. That's all for today. Take care and goodbye.